Welcome back to Michigan, and this time we find ourselves in the quiet northeast town of Alpena, home to the only enclosed mall in this part of Michigan. And given the status of the Alpena Mall, that might not last much longer. Join me for a walk in this sad, almost derelict dig. Alpena Mall began in life in 1980 under the guidance of the Shostak brothers, based out of Lansing. The mall would host JCPenney and Kmart as its only primary anchors. Kmart was already established years beforehand, with the mall built up in front of it, pushing you to enter the mall in order to get to Kmart. JCPenney, while an original anchor, wouldn't come into the picture until 1983. The mall was modest in size and offerings, even for a small town like Alpena. But it managed to carve out a niche for itself, being a destination and even establishing a small retail corridor. However, as time went on, Kmart would decide it had enough of the mall life and would try to soldier on solo as it moved to a fresh space in 1995, leaving behind a big vacancy at the Alpena Mall. This was addressed, however, when the space was subletted to make way for a Gordon food service and a smaller stage department store. While 1/3 of the space was still vacant, this at least kept the mall on its feet. Meanwhile, Shostak brothers would sell off the mall property. To whom and when exactly, I am unsure of. The mall might or might not have been passed around before landing in the ownership of Coco Capital Corp. Stage would quickly turn over to a smaller store called Glick's, and as stores came and went, Glick's decided its space at the old Kmart was just too big and would relocate to a former Maurice's in the mall, relegating itself to a junior anchor. This would pave the way for the old pad to be taken over by Dunham Sports, who cannibalized the remaining vacant space and part of the mall itself for its operations. The 2010s would lead to a rapid decline of the Alpena Mall, with more tenants departing, while Mulla Investments would purchase the mall from Coco Capital Corp in December 2018. And eventually, Mulla would sell the mall to an industrial management company known as I2P in 2020. I2P announced plans to convert the mall for light manufacturing purposes, leading to an exodus of tenants. JCPenney had its own problems as it entered bankruptcy, with its Alpena Mall location closing, and Glick's would relocate to the Harborside Shopping Center in downtown Alpena. Enter today, and as of September 2021, the Alpena Mall is in its death throes. Dunham Sports and Shoe Department Encore do not open into the mall at all, and I was only able to discern 3 tenants inside the mall itself: a nail salon, Stitches and Blooms, and Prattskate's Home Goods and Antiques. And the day I arrived, Prattskate's was hosting its last day, with merchandise being taken away to the back rooms as they prepared to relocate. I expect the other businesses to relocate in due time, and this mall to finally close and get gutted. While some of the store facades look pretty cool, the Alpena Mall is a Spartan building with not too much flair to its older design. Me and another retail nerd in the hobby whom helped me research this mall, both agree that this mall will not be open for much longer. But according to him, Alpena itself is a dying town with little to no job growth. Looking up statistics for the town, the projected population decline supports this claim. Add on to the fact that Alpena is a remote town away from major travel routes, with limited industrial production and seasonal tourism to keep the economy going, and it seems that there is just no saving this mall in its current form. Thanks for having me, Alpena, Michigan, and until next time, this is Doomie Grunt wishing you and the Alpena Mall farewell. Oh yeah, it's happening.